omulori muherwa urere sipindi syo buruki Kurichuri ebise binono kuringala karamahwa akabanika chirira mselo CFS ya Kenya amungira ya magazeti kula wacha katalenda la mwezi kwa November rero ni tarehe daru mwezi kwa November 2022 kuringana sina esibani sichirira mumahwa akaka magazeti kuchakana the standard nguchori ngala asiwa magazeti mune sina sichirira nationally nesina sichirira muchi county chigoni chiri mselo CFS ya Kenya nesina sichirira mahua aka biashara nende amahua aka emibayo kanoko sikurera asiwo sipindi syo buruki nangori Prisca Achuki no hero yalawanda yori na piu sitangausi ambi aburingana ngona wakini sina kakwao mu mahua akaka magazeti nukuchaka nende eri gazeti area the standard hauringale mu gazeti ya standard sina sibani sichirira hakulono lola kurinende eri gazeti area the standard Mwengulo ambori mbohuringala na makini sinaka kwao mumahu wakabani kiendelea nationally ama wakabani kiendelea mchi county chiefwe ama wakabani kachirira mahuwa aka biashara nende ama huwa akemi vayo Mungu chaka nende front page ya standard uringale kuri front page ya standard Ivolairi Ruto's big gamble in PS choices Ekulo omningina kwesi yalo omwami Ruto ya tajire amera aka PS abecho kula milimo asiwai ne kusoma front page ya standard Ibolairi in a delicate balance president ndasoma mulusumo force gazeti limulusungu in a delicate balance president retains a few PSs for continuity goes for fresh blood in young ones rewards loyalists and political allies but falls short on regional balance, gender and minority representation. No ringala banone bandu bachague ohola mirimo asiwae kama PS. Yani abalo bole lakini bejochia ubirira ohurewa homarewa handi mu parliament alafu ono banengiro kuchiliza bimo kieneko eka PS. No ringala ipicha iri mu front page ya standard newspaper ne picha y'abantu bari abana lobole mbwe bahole milimo asiwa CS ulola kuri Chris Kipto kunende Raymond Omolo kunende Amos Gatecha kunende Charles Hinga kunende Jonathan Mweka kunende James Muhati Korir Singoei kunende Shandrach Mwadime Belia Kipsang Edward Kisiani John Tanui Beatrice Inyangala kunende Juma Mukhwana Kurinde Susan Mangeni, Nixon Korir, John Ololtua, nende Uma Bashir. Plano, waruo bose babani warula mchimbe kachefwe cha Mombo. At least hawa manyele haloni Susan Mangeni. Kurinde Juma Mkwana yosi, hawa bani warula mu Western County. Mera kanula kalandiro ndola, arere inclusivity yohurula mchikabila chikawaha nechiri msialo CFS ya Kenya. Akokosi okanyola mu the standard ARERO. Kesia nomination Ivani Horerwe nende omuni nina kwesi yalo President Ruto. So bakazete ngulwa ndacha kwa boreni kurene ndolwando lwa national kuno lwando lwa counties and kuno lwando lwa mako kekula mubiyalo nende abundu ebivayo. Hakulingale national kula kunesina siendelea and national. Nuko siranda national nokula ku KDF of to keep peace in trouble DRC Congo. Ekula hao kwa luchi itimu eyabakuyani asiwe shirika la KDF niba veresi huwa ama president na veresi ya babulabari munua alama bala kurosa ba munua na veresi ya okay yokuchia sero sa DRC Congo kulokubera ama kwa KDA Nana National Society called to end crime against journalists bana mahua balabari mahua kusanya crime ndalangani crime ni karia video abantu bahole ebirada hihana kinyume nende abana mahua so hakuchie mukari mulo kusana dereri wala sina mahua kamani kiendelea ili kumendo kumanya sina sichirira msalo CFS ya Kenya nukuringala page 2 page 3 a national standard nukuringala mahua ka national Ivolairi court gives note to land ministry plan to abandon manual system. Also, my judge says the steps the ministry took to digitize land process was above board. and the case was filed by lawyer Samuel Gitonga, who claimed there were no consultations. So the High Court has affirmed the Land Ministry's decision to end manual searches and registration of land titles. Judge wa High Court Anthony Ndungu yanyorari the steps by the ministry to digitize land process was above board. Arano court ya iberesanie initie uamuzi ku Ministry of Lands mbwe barekane nende ohuko barekane nende digital system ya bali barero iga mbwe nikaro da ho la land search bako bilire mu digital system abalabari ebuye bisibua lakini mbara byarho hakulu ama nebindu ebiri mbere abadaho biri ngale mbere kuno kubichiri sibwe mungira ilia idakihana aya holaburi judge bwana wabiseba lagwali Anthony Ndungu ya borari court to squash the decision to halt manual transition, at the same time compel the ministry to run manual and electronic registration system concurrently. Vidu mnavyo sibuholwe manually and electronically. Skarikario koko skarimu standard newspaper eliarero. Kurikuri ngala mlolu herwa kaya makeni akavanika kwile omusalo sefosi ya Kenya okubirira kungira ya magazeti. Ne ngula hosta kwa kubala kuli magazeti kandi kana makeni kavanika ruo nationally makeni kavanika ruo mchi county makeni kavaka ruo byolo nkabuhane and makeni kavanika ruo sport. Nukuri ngala kuluano biekesia mbwesina swa onari ngala manala magazeti kene kanu. Ya kulula kuri CS on the spot over comments. Will be page 6. A week since cabinet secretaries were sworn into office, some have captured attention with bold policy declarations. Uchoka Ningala page 6, and then Nukuringala Sochi Count, the Sense Verisi Way, Kipaumbele, Nimapaka Mombasa, Mombasa Eyes Economic Zones. Governor Abdul Swamad Nasir will establish economic zones and industrial parks to spur economic growth in the county. KRA staff us to wear cameras under business, and Hujamu World New South hits back on North Farm as North fires, and then Wanyoni nominated Mawaka Akompira, former world under 20 200-meter champion Emmanuel Wanyoni, near the only Kenyan athlete or a very single nomination for 2022 Men's Rising Star Award. Aya kuchilizo mwaka magazeti mwaka echileta chose ngadagori kulombwe ano onalolambwe arahoro nileto kulola bungoma wina wandikire ino kulola bungoma wandikiro ni Janelo Kongo Awolari Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua described the drought situation in Kenya is dire when launching a call to action by the private sector to help raise 2 billion needed to save helpless Kenyans. Aloma lono makwa kare kabani kachirira amakwa ke injala ibani chirira ngulo ndabore iregwa nende climate change nengula explain the climate change nebindi video sayo expect ama muguda hama ngulo wamanya ngulo wahula boifly ikwe ni pegini flasi kwa Nukuringala sana bise pa kulela kuri echoes from the past ngula mbora no paka baringala bako kabake hore ha miaka kabira yeko nilelo baringara inside nations 1948 plan to tame traffic nightmare nula biari during 1948 Nairobi yari hili sai bindu bya kabuhana mabindu bya kulesela sekaluhana hakuringale mwishe no and hunger state sends food to cushion learners in drought hit areas. Na mambo kiendelea kutoka berendela ibani hiyo goko sikalimu standard newspaper. Kakuche next page dule next page ibolasi. Next page ano yekesia test of regional balance gender loyalty as Ruto nominates 51 PSS. Ruto list falls short of gender balance even as he increases state department to 49. Kano karulu go look no kanende bolabari ukuchagua kwa vile okulobo okwa omuningina kweselo kwa hore asiwa PS abanaba never hola milimo alalani naye aya kulole President Ruto while putting some final touches on his government after cabinet secretaries assumed office last week. He has applied loyalty and regional balance as a key yardstick. ano ni list ya bale wabandi rira ya mundu achague nende esi anakonda ni kuringala ano hande saidi mmede kulola zaidi kulola ano kuri principal secretary nende docket ya rewe binobyo sibirimu standard newspaper ya rero ngala ku number 1 ano kuringa list ya bale siwe Julius Korir abere siwe State Department for Cabinet Affairs. Teresia Mbalka Malokwe, State Department for Devolution. Esther Ngero, State Department for Performance and Delivery Management. Aurela Rono, State Department for Parliamentary Affairs. Norengala Raymond Omolo, abere siwe State Department for Interior and National Administration. Kanoko Sinamera, akabarewa abere siwe oholambimo asiwa wawalanga baragu docket ya PS. Hani ngale hama manyire Susan Mangeni avere sigwe docket nabyo sibilia nambunano number 33 avere sigwe Susan Mangeni, State Department for MSME Development. MSMEs Development. Only Susan Mangeni. Chipia chiabonji chiano no ringala daily news, Sunday newspaper yarero mchukudo la variao bitu sinyangala nera kakosi kariano nelo ringala do nuina umanyira oswe kwa irako abe ngwe agoko sikarimu standard newspaper yarero wala verisi uwe yango nende umuningina kwesialo. Aya, back to basics. Teachers unions hail Belio Kipsang selection. President William Ruto has nominated Belio Kipsang to be the new basic education principal secretary. Nekiruchu walimu tayari wasangare okuberesi bwa okwa Belio okuholamrimo okuba kama mwemeresi wabwe asi wa isalasia yisa PS. Nukuendelea to next page kuri ngala karamakini kakwira omusero sa Kenya okubirira kumagazeti karero nokuchakire nende Standard newspaper. Aya, nokuringala no inoni page 7 iwalai renew CS on the spot over roadside orders before first cabinet. Roadside orders before first cabinet. Nokuringala sinaza wabora siyao Kuria Jumwa latest to make controversial decrees that have attracted ridicule for Kenyans. Moses Kuria nende Juma warubolabari ni latest CS wabola mako karia decrees that have attracted ridicule from Kenyans. Aka kakere wa Kenya marhulo malama liba kakalusi ya mongira idia mari ya sangasia. So anu wabolabari Moses Kuria trade CS abolari President William Ruto government will ban mitumba after providing cheaper alternatives. Akona mambo kaborua nende Moses Kuria. Ne Moses Kuria mwemere trade CS. Ukalu uchi online mbako sikandi kromo Standard newspaper. Nonda kukamanya zaidi kasome hao. Unakeelewa. Aya, akona mambo kendelea Standard newspaper muhewa karona makeni kawanke cha kukurera kuangalia Western Nyota. Buri ichuri oburingala makuwa akaka magazeti. Mbweni sina siandiki kwa magazeti. Ukarera ile manyori county fulani si lazima ubeyo kuna kubora kabani kiendelea okubirira makuwa kama keni kubira kama gazeti. Owalo government will protect journalists. Inoni mambo kabeli beri ya karia akabola kari. Owala abolari ari kulingana ni Standard newspaper. CS promises open door policy but urges media to avoid being sensational. And Kanuka Walakari calls for protection of journalists dominated celebrations to mark the International Day to end impunity for crimes against journalists yesterday. Unono wemeresi wa CS asi wa journalist alangua mula kuluchi kuruo alangua ri Honorable Owalo ya borari government inaveresia protection ku Panama huwa. Aya, nukuendelea mwaka kasara newspaper as cost of living bites all we need are fiscal policies to trim wastage. Okay, Iwalai Ruto won't lower cost and improve lives without decisively dealing with corruption. Na mwaka kukula mhuwa akulu bandu wasanisa maoni kabu mula bihaile bibe okuchirira imbeli ili okula mube kulia okunyarehana okube okuendelea munga ilikuwana. Kuendelea anapo page 11 Standard newspaper. Haji opposes MP Waluke bid to be released on bail. By the way, which mahoka MP Waluke and aluchilwa ndilwa Jubilee bara imunominatre okuberesibwa PS. Njusa kwa lolo kalonda mungwa hapo ili nukuramba na bekesi mungwa mbekabola kali, lakini musisa mwaka aka Haji Nur Haji says there are no special circumstances to warrant his release. Director of Public Prosecutions Nur Haji has opposed an application by Sirisia MP John Waluke to be released on bail pending his appeal. The MP asked Court of Appeal judges Asike Mahandia, Sankale Olekantai and Grace Genye to grant him bail pending the determination of his 32-year jail sentence. Ako namahuaka MP Waluke, MP John Waluke akarukuendelea sahi. John Waluke ya Sabire Mboe amende hure hulua hubira bail, lakini kunodoka nende DPP Nur Haji abolari ari kinyume nende masabo aka MP John Waluke akohure hulua bail. Nolwa magazeti karero kabola andika wenye roka sawa mungu chufu nero ngale gazeti rarero ili omende kulola mbekabola kali. Ako kari page 11 gazeti rarero ya Standard kalibalo na mungu wakawaluke na makuwa mangi sindakasoma kosi semba mbare erasa ngula gawani kiendelea saa hii nonyela wakalingana au siwendelea nako muungira iria idahihana. Nuringala ulambwe lawyer Waluke pleaded with the appellate judges to release the legislature, arguing that he has a strong appeal with high chances of success. Akona mambo kiendelea ku MP John Waluke. Aya nukuchia mambo akabani kiendelea bialo bikabohane kuringala sialo sia Ethiopia. Tigray rebels agree to end 2-year war after peace talks. Kana mambo akiendelea kusialo sia Ethiopia, rola kulanda magazeti ka Standard kabola kari, Ethiopia's warring sides have agreed to a permanent cessation of hostilities during talks in South Africa. Neri ya bele wakati wa Ethiopia nende Tigray rebels haron bechiro kufisanya wahafikiza wawendo bulala, bedele kubola mimo kiagwe mubulala. Akoko sukanya wala page 11 mo Standard newspaper. Nukuendelea mwaka Karim gazeti Standard ula wewe ruboni mbele yao. Kenyan troops head to trouble DRC as rebels intensify attacks. Contingent to work under East African Community Regional Force. Kenya has dispatched soldiers has dispatched soldiers to the troubled Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, hours after UN peacekeeping mission withdrew troops from the eastern military base of Rumangambo. The decision to deploy Kenyan Defense Forces (KDF) came after marathon consultations and according to President William Ruto when he flagged off the contingent yesterday. Wanona abahuyani biselo Kenya abaruasi wa ndabola shirika lango KDF ekulo ba receive amba banyorere ibendera ohurula ku President William Ruto ni bari Embakasi Garrison Nairobi ili bamede kuchia DRC Congo uloma huwa akobulala kuma huwa kabani kendele yayo mubise bino akoko sio kanyola page 13 of the Standard newspaper ili rero mtareha daru mosi kwa 11 omwaka kwa 2022 uringala karamako kabani kendelea mkama gazeti uringala kano obubirira kungangara ya Western Nyota TV buri churi ebise kama bino kuhurera kano nukuringala kama gazeti karero nukuchaki the Standard newspaper nukujirira anole kisabwe traders seek to seal Djibouti Mira market deal after trial. Mira traders are seeking the government's help to secure market in Djibouti after exporting 8 tons in 2 weeks. aboni bali abalimi abamira ne bali hukonya mbwe oburuki bumede kubahonyera obusirisia buhola chinganga bilayi nende esialo sieneso abundu awamira nuko endelea ndemako kabani kiendelea msialo sibukubira kwa magazeti kulingana kwa President Ruto to open Mombasa show after 2-year break. It is set for Mombasa International Agricultural Society of Kenya ASK show that makes its return after 2 years. Ishow ya bani chiranga Mombasa bado ifunya after baada ya miaka kibiri. Koko sikarimu standard. Nelero hakuringale the standard asiwa ama wakabani kiendelea wala do you support Raida's call for IBC reforms? Akona mahua akakareuti ram the standard ala bagondo andi adahi era ni editorial ulolewa wakabani kahorue rero kulowa berlo mpira okwekisa karama kwa kiendelea kauhani rero the good people are open to suggestions. The cartoons asiano and there in very ludole kuosi ano andi krevari arrogance graft for arrogant draft extrajudicial killings. Ewo le bintu byochirira saye byoringalu DPP ano arero kinoti yaboyeru arero mu bintu bino byose extrajudicial killing, arrogance, graft, and then agony. Eno kuliena extrajudicial killing nundi yali anatuhaga bafambara amugwere ngo bintu benyo samba na rono yore bangari gentlemen ngo liwo uno dabo samba unoni barero aboyiro kumusala alangwa kinoti no DPP. Good people, I'm open to suggestions. Sijasa dawo cha bangi kuna karigala sabula karikario nukuchira uloko mesina siro chirira muselo sefeka isakina kuna mambo karibu chirira musubi hakama bino harambara wakayere mungira yakatu nobo la makuwa mugulala. Find remedy for ailing health facilities and editorial. Chindwaro chief mbara chini na chishida harao senator have called for the temporary closure of Mama Lucy Hospital after listening to stories of alleged medical negligence and mistreatment of patients at the facility. Ekulu wala manamere kumaku aka Mama Lucy nikumbuka muna mahoyo kwena volari baada ekulolo haro senator waboreba niwa malore keresia baria abakosia abaherwa babwe baberesani bara kulera gazeti leo ni bolari bamaro ina uamuzi mboye Mama Lucy Hospital ifungwe. Mama Lucy Hospital ibere ne mako mangi kedele ya maro burori wanu bakusisa baherwa babu lokubera daktari se bali kushughulika ne baada ya senate hui halasi ndo kulingana mako akenako okulo hande gazeti ya leo la ku senators bamaro beresania uamuzi wawe wala ngaba temporary closure of Mama Lucy Kibaki after okurekeresia amakuwa akabalia akababirira abakusaba hero abakubirira Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital. Akona mako kachira musara newspaper nakanyola page 16 air standard page 15 air standard newspaper. Aya nukuchiasi ano okubirira mako ka economy bali kubola bali do more to kickstart economy and bail out suffering Kenyans. Karona mambo akabola nde abamenyi besialo esi ya Kenya. We are certainly in a precious position economically. The debt to GDP ratio is higher than at any other time in history. The unemployed rate remains a constant worry to the president. The shilling continues to tank against the dollar. Kanoko alabana mere kulo kubola kuri mwe economy ni karibu imubudinyu haronga sai obulamu uchira kulu sindu sininre ne kulo kulo parengana mu gazeti kulo horo obulamu no uchiasi obulamu no budu yani okumanya no kubangwe no humu obuli kwa ushuru hayo kududuya no kumenya nkara obulamu no bwangu obuli kwishuru obuli kwa ushuru ikaire ibe ili yakulu lakini kula bintu birisai obulamu no bumu na handushuru bose buchire akulu ndola rero wabula bari bahaire baduduye bahole sawanyala bahole bingi ili bamedo kuhonyera abakenya abandi bari obuumia obulondokana nende obulamu wasai bana abakenya babulama kwa manki hala ka honyera kula kundola gora traditional farming systems to strengthening food. Also the rodi ngala obese anyo machugo kao kulokana mako ngula kabani kachirira. Kana kosi karerua uhubira ungangara ya Western Nyota TV. Kulingala mbele sina sichirira msalo zefesa ya Kenya uhubira makuwa akama gazeti urichuri ebise kama vino. Kulingala for new rules and legal charges will greatly boost the road sector. Akona mahu akabodwa agwe na onka wenye ukasoma zaidi karingale mu standard newspaper area rero onakalola mubungi nuku cha page 19 ilomaloma African negotiators plan to take common stand nakana kusikabere kula COP 27 meet. Experts call for strong negotiation and evidence-based science in the discussions. Kanoka Volakari, they are coming. COP27 in Egypt next week comes at the end of tough year marked extreme weather events in Africa. So climate experts have therefore called for strong negotiation and evidence-based science in the discussion on global warming. Among global warming kanoka dire selosiosi and the climate change. Ibindu bye horeka bingi ebire horeka ngabise bino ne harabando ulambya lukabuhane barikuija okwihalala la kulolambo ningrasi na banyana bakola ili bamedo kumenyera rimenya eri ingira ndo kula mbosayingula kuba nobukaluhana aya no kuendelea kulwano kulaburi state to buy 350 million livestock in drought hit areas. Chiruchi sehemu, by the way, Kenya ni county saba. County makumika nene saba. Ne Chiruchi county chini sehemu ya injala ne nyingi kabisa mpaka biayo biluhufua. Harano serikali chini walaili hula gazeti la rero mbwe inakula biayo 350 inakula to buy 350 million livestock in drought. Wanakula biayo milioni 350 muchi county chiria echibani chirende injala ama kunanda oku sai service merati flasi kwa muba sukufua abandi okulabia kuli aro state hore inakula government hore chokula abandi bia ebyo fichanga na mali abikobwa. So the government will set aside 150 million to buy emaciated livestock in drought hit regions. Agriculture and Livestock Development Cabinet Secretary Mithika Linturi has said. Kuendelea ni mwaka kawani kiendelea ya magazeti karero hakulingale MPs wa Walavari court overstepped its powers on CDF. Ekule kwa goroguri wawele wachakuri ngala mwaka CDF kwe wanakafunya kayabula kari KMC uwe anyumao nerero chikote chiwola chiri MPs wa Walavari court ya overstepper mandate ya hiyo. So legislators kick off process to rescue fund. Claimed judges appealed double standards. So the National Assembly yesterday started the process to anchor the national government constituency development fund in the constitution. MP supported the constitutional amendment bill 2022 table on the floor of the House by Mutungulu MP, Mule Mutinda and his Gishugu counterpart Gidinji Gishimu. Kana mwako katakisi weko ufinya CDF. Ukula na MP wa Walavari silonanya ruwa ukukola mbili mwa mchi constituencies ni wabula Senate CDF. Mbao kachakere kiendelea Walavari kanabisibwa kari. Kose unakura irani kabisibwa mungira ilia ivani leweka. Akona kahurioni ngala mungu kazeti ya Standard Rero, Mombasa Kilifi Bank and economic zones to create much needed jobs. And blow to Kawira as MCS rejects 7 out of 10 in the executive list. Governor Kawira Mwangaza has suffered a setback after the assembly rejected 7 out of her 10 nominees for executive positions. Kanuna mahu wabunda na Walavari Vuri county irine the president wayo. Ne president wayo ni governor. Nuhuri ngala county ya Meru governor waya la mwe Kawira Mwangaza. Kawira Mwangaza ula ningira mwofisa kutanga nende obuhai hani nende MCS bagasi wayo. Haranya ikulo MCS bahaire nene kulo kwa bora kuli kuno governor hole mirimo paka bandi cabinet yae. Na cabinet yae ino lazima na ichagua ngula umuni ya kuselo kukola lazima yo sifikiri sibwe muguru kibwaye nekati wabantu bayabere sibwe saba kati we 10 bahaiwe akona mahokendelea ende asiwa Meru County asiwa Kawira Mwangaza kama governor wa Meru. Aya mbuchi unakalingala mu page 23 standard newspaper ya leo. City boundaries set to change as new development plan unveiled. Governor Kihika puts planning, housing and water top on her priority in bid to enhance services. So former President gave Nakuru charter as the county's 4th city in December last year. So county government of Nakuru has unveiled plan for the 4th city. Nakuru Governor Susan Kihika outlined her administration's priorities, some of which will require support from the national government and international development partners. Dakulola aerial view ya Nakuru town mbaraba dakoche mipaka ya Nakuru. Kogosi ni onyaloka soma mu Sanjierero standard newspaper page 23. Aya uche page ilondaho akukubere kubore akukadudi ukalole kosi mbaongulu wakaloloha. Politicians deny killing akarama of the Achuki county na Ulingaloli county sina. Politician denies killing husband to be detained for pre-bail report. Suspects Morris Mbugua and political Gladys Chania ni varimu koti ya Kiambu. Mako ka Gladys Chania kanuka hendelea kubihabirambi. So Gladys Chania has been charged with firm hand for the death of George Mwangi. Unene Gladys Chania babala bariera musa chai barukula ngabari allegedly nyo ya musa chai lakini ulingala no newspaper ya rero libolari kweli ya beresibwe uamuzi ne Owohwira has been charged with firm hand for the death of Mwangi. Kiambu politician Gladys Njeri alias Chania has denied killing her husband George Mwangi, whose body was found in Kieni Forest in Gatungu North 2 weeks ago. Chania, who faces murder charges alongside her firm hand Morris Mbugua, will however remain in custody until November 29th. Nikosi si chirira mwenye manyago uriri osome gazeti ya leo The Standard page 25. Aya nungulingala Nakuru County barasa ya Ruchi County sina siendelea ya Ruchi County au lingala Nakuru County. Governor Kihika flags of 48 million drugs and medical supplies. Hapo nikachiria Nakuru County unakasoma page 25. Nukuendelea nukulola kuri under planning. MCS tells Supreme Court to keep off city parking space. Akoka chirira Nairobi nyaloka lingala bwe nao. Nukulingala Nairobi County Assembly leaders decry poor state of mortuaries. Kokachirira nyaloka samamu uchi pa bwe nao. Nukuchasi wa biashara kulola kuri KRA staff agents to wear body cams or body cameras to arrest corruption. The taxman has invaded bids for supply of cameras to be worn on staff clothes while on duty. Nikaroholasi, nikarori KRA agent, amoholari mone KRA, ulinyarande amakeni kawani karuanda standard, visisi wali manacha kofu walachi kamera, ili vamendo okuirama kurekana ninde ufisadi. Akokari page 25 asiwa business. Lule huri nukuzidi page 25 yene under insurance. Salman packed with the MTN unit ready for rollout. Nakasama we now. Urunende new Sharia compliant mortgage eases uptake. Kosi kariao. Ukasome mu page 25 standard newspaper. Nukuchirira nekama kini kawani karuo. Hula huri Murkomen. Will Murkomen steer KPA to calmer waters? The CS also has to deal with the hot issue of placing the 30 billion second container terminal under operator other than KPA. Kanyole goes in page 27. The Freedom Rail that is collapsing, Tazara, An upgrade to standard gauge would enable the rail to interlink with Tanzania's new standard gauge. Kukari 29, page 29, nukuja mahua akesi yalo, bari nukuja kesi yalo, uringala kloni walaili, CFRS to gain from KCB bank loan agreement. Kenya CFRS will benefit from a 3-year partnership between Kenya Commercial Bank, KCB, and Kenya Maritime Authority, KMA, aimed at giving them skills that would enable them to secure overseas job on vessels. Oh, ako kanyola page 29. Okay, omulori muherwa sinone sipindi esio buruki kuringala mbone sina sichirira umahu wakalia akama keni mongira yo buruki okubirira magazeti buri churi ebise kama bino nendesie na piusi tangausi saban kurachia umahu wakesi yalo nenda mahu akemi bayo mwema achimifunya kuicha kuringala akena komu buchufu urachia retire. Mlori muherwa owengangarra ea Western Nyota TV ohurula mchimbaka chosi echa mumbo. Obwemeresi owengangarra ea Western Nyota TV vuhubori omuno bulori bwao omlori muherwa. Obwemeresi owengangarra ea Western Nyota TV buhurerere obulori busangasia mungira eyebihaya. Mulusungu onyarobolori kuri free to air. Obulori buno omulori muherwa obunafukirewe ngomulori ohulole vipindi ebingangarra ea Western Nyota TV kubihaya. Orio muno omulori muherwa huli obulori bwao obwingangarra ea Western Nyota TV. Ohulula kubwemeresi obwingangarra ea Western Nyota TV kuhuba orio muno. Magazeti lero kuringala magazeti no kuringala mesina sibanzijirira under national nesina sijirira asiwe county nesina siendelea asiwe biashara ama chinganga nende sina siwa nesijirira asiwe emibayo kwa ringala nationally kulani sina sijirira msialo sibesa Kenya wangala mchi county nesina sijirira sasa kuda kuringala bwe mubyalo nesina sibani siendelea asiwa amakeni. Kuringala mubyalo kurinende South hits back as North Korea fires most missiles in single day. Kano kabodwa mu standard newspaper ya rero ni kari page 29. Ulahuri exchanges began with missile launch by Poniga. Residents were told to evacuate to underground shelters. Akona mako kendele mubyalo kabohane na makuwa akerie yani North and South Korea have fired a number of missiles into waters near each other's coast in a marked escalations of hostilities. Kano kabehani wachake bari South Korea, North Korea, lakini harondo la wachake rehandi wabelanga bari nolola mosi no manyori sindu siendelea bundu either deha ama basamba kukoha ngako kari mu standard newspaper page 29. Nukusiri kuma kwa kebyalo kabuhane Cambodia to send demeanors to help to help train Ukrainians. Ero ndiye yendelea akone mako kajira siwe ndiye yendelea kati wa Ukraine nende Russia. Ne ulasalo sa Cambodia siamwe obukoba bari abanako bonyera okuberesania obusomi kumana liye abandi bari misalo sa Ukraine. Kosi kari page 29. Usiyo kumako wakabani kiendelea amakedi mubyalo bikabuhane no kuchirira mukena ko barakone kabakari asiwe byalo bikabuhane hapo lingale makuwa akabanika you are a monster, families pour out anger on mass shooter. Kanoke Horege cruise shot up a high school in Florida in which 17 people were killed. Families of the 17 children and staff members, Parkland school shooter Nicholas Cruz murdered cast him to hell. Wanoni familia echebana wawegwe irua mu makuwa akaumundua yawe nambari mass shooting shooting ura mundu owira sabandu abandi bari abundu bangi nebene byekoreka mu school esilangwa Mbowe Parkland School nebebusi basingirende erirma luria owakola bintu byenewo nokwendelea mwako aka chindwaro kulahuri invasion mosquitoes could unravel malaria progress in Africa akone mambo kabisa yokari mosquito chibani chingera chiri kuingira musialo si Africa chinendelesia obulewa malaria and bunachirisia kuringana siendelea musialo si Israel. Benjamin Etiang appears to edge towards victory after vote ikuloka gore musialo si Israel wali okubachikura nerero wala bari kulodokana ngulwa bariochibala Benjamin anyalaya lao kama omuhili wechikura wesialo sia Israel. Nukuendelea kumakua akama kini page 33 ya standard newspaper ya rero igolaili state moves to regulate subdivision of Arab land. The government seeks to utilize the national spatial plan to balance competition between agricultural and housing needs that have led to the subdivision of plots in Kenya's food basket region. Kanyole page 33 standard newspaper ya rero. Nukuendelea kupeji londa hapo makuwaka Airbnb ibolairi why Airbnb disruption could hit local rental market. Wala sinano, but the Airbnb wave continues to spread across the country, especially in cities and major towns. The next big question is how eventually affects the local of housing. Namahuwa aka housing aka Airbnb, the short-term rental app. Airbnb ni short-term rental app has already disrupted the hotel market by connecting hosts and travelers from all the world as cheaply as possible. Binoni wala barwenyo kukona bundu ama kwa yarisia bundu ni karimbwe orugu safari yao wali walanga bari short-term app yani mgududu wa app yeneyo ikubelesa nyogo yangu obukula bungu okona ubihabidi ni karimbwe orugu safari chao walanga bari yoberesania the normal housing competition. Aya nobringane mako akemi bayo gula mbele mbore no kuchaka hao wanyonyi abere siwe yango ama abere siwe nomination kama rising star. Former world under 2800 meter champion Emmanuel Wanyonyi is the only Kenyan athlete nominated by World Athletes for the 2022 Men's Rising Star Award. So Wanyonyi abere siwe bari obuchaguli burabo kuba kama uri mwiruhi ori under 18 ori buhula a rising star ori buhula akone ko mako akonanyola mu makwa akemi bayo uri nende rugby yose olabari joy as Lionesses Mall Uganda to qualify for 2023 Rugby Cup Africa. Kenya Lionesses qualified for the 2023 Rugby Africa Cup after seeing off host Uganda in a 23-3 in the Eastern Region Rugby Africa Women's Cup. Akoko sikarimu magazeti ne ngula mbore no kuchaka Western Nyota ukuro rama kwa kabani kiendelea kama gazeti hubirama kwa katirira msalo sifesa Kenya mchi county chefwe ama kwa biashara alande mambo wakaria akemi bayo aoni anda tenya madrisi magazeti karero na ndapo lamboi omede kusomani karibonyo rola mbuchufu nesila sibani sichirira msalo sifesa Kenya onakanyola ukama gazeti kefwe akasialo esi ya Kenya Urichuri ohubira kwa ngara ya Western Nyota asiwe sipindi sio buruki nendesie na piusita ngausi onyelawana ngori Prisca Achuki nengula mboro ni chaka bakobero kulingala the standard newspaper ya rero and the title ya one front page ni Ruto's big gamble in PS traces umlolo muhera sawa mara bwe na oni mbola bwe rio muno lobi halala ninasi okulingala karema Keni akabani kachira msalo sefosi ya Kenya okubiraso sipindi sio buruki kungangara ya Western Nyota TV malani mbola mbo Western Nyota TV ebintu vichenjanga ano niyo